not look so exposed. But what's up, you guys? It's your boy Isaiah, aka Bastard, here with another video. And today I'll do something a little different. I'm going to do a top 10, but not any old, trying to have it music related. So I was wondering the 10 best DJs slash producers with cool cars. And there's no order in particular. Just to put out there, this is no order. It's just 1 to 10, but I'm gonna just give my rating as we're going through it. Number 1 is Jam Master Jay. RIP. Jam Master Jay had a beautiful Ford GT40. The GT40 has 4.9 liter engine, V8, and beautiful 425 horsepower. Now, this is a classic car, so obviously classic cars, not all of them, but some classic cars hold a deep place in my heart. And this is one of them because I can't remember, but it was either Gran Turismo 2 or it was Gran Turismo 3. But one of those Gran Turismos, I drove the life out of this car once I unlocked it. It's a very fun car. RIP Jam Master J. Jam Master J's car was 500 grand about, so that's a lot. But for people who don't know, the Ford GT always been around $300,000 to $500,000. The one you can buy today is actually $300,000. But surprisingly, not a lot of people know that. So go pick you up a Ford GT for 300 grand. Number 2 is Funkmaster Flex / Snoop Dogg's Ford Mustang GT. Now this Ford Mustang GT has a 4.9 liter engine, V8, and it has 425 horsepower. It's nothing too crazy. It's a SEMA Ford Mustang that, apparently gave to Snoop Dogg as a present. So that's real cool. If you don't know what SEMA is like this huge car modification convention. You can modify your own car, but it's mainly like the top brands and like the modding scene and car builders. They all come show off their cars. I'm not exactly sure we'll all go in there because I live in a place where that's not a thing, but from all the videos I saw, I want to go to one so bad. Look like a good time. Funkmaster Flex got a start on the Hot 97 radio in New York, and it's pretty controversial because I believe at that point too, it was only a pop radio. If I'm right, y'all can correct me. For me, I give it, out of 10, I give it a 7. That's still just like a Mustang for me. I'm not a fan of the Mustang body all that much. I mean, it's a show car, and he gave it to Snoop Dogg for a present, so I'm not really sure if Snoop Dogg even, drives it. Snoop Dogg probably don't even have it, but I just thought it was cool, so that's why I put it on the list. Now, number 3 was surprising, and I didn't even know she was a DJ / producer. Paris Hilton has a custom Bentley Continental GT 6.1 liter V12 pushing 600 horsepower. Now, that's a lot of cylinders. That's all I'm gonna say. But Paris Hilton, she was a DJ back in the day, and like the first 4 years of her career was really started on that. So I didn't know that. So I was like, well, you're a DJ / producer, so I gotta pay homage. But I forgot to say the prices for everything, but her pink wrap Bentley cost about 200 grand, which is not, I mean, it's a lot for me and some people, but when you look at a car like that, you don't think it's only 200 grand. Number 4 on the list, y'all will be like, why is this even on here? And it's just because I like the way the cars look. So I had to give it up to Headhunters with his BMW M5. I couldn't find the exact specs for his BMW, but the highest trim spec engine is a 4.4 liter V8, and it comes with 600 horsepower. I'm pretty sure this is his Beamer, but it just sounds nice. I'll put a small clip of audio in it. But as you can tell, it's a nice car. Number 5. Now, I haven't heard too much of his production. I need to educate myself, but I gotta give it to the homie Black Coffee and his murdered out Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG with a beautiful 6.2 liter V8, and we're pushing 631 horsepower in this beautiful AMG. Now, I don't like all Mercedes, but almost every AMG Mercedes that's ever made, your boy approves. Beautiful cars. I love the curves on them. I love a lot of people hate it, but I love the long hood and nose on them. Just because, I mean, you got a huge, beautiful engine in it. And I'm not sure, so you can always correct me in the comments, but I think it's mid-engine or front mid. This car is beautiful to me. I'm not a car expert, but I do know it looks nice, and this car is wonderful. Black Coffee, your car gets a solid 8, bro. I forgot to rate the other cars. I just throw numbers up and post. Number 6, I had to give it away to Carl Cox. He's rocking a Ford Roadster 2. The reason why I picked him because, one, out of all the cars I've seen people own, it's the only different car that is nice. There were some cars I've seen that was just way too out there, and I'm like, well, first I gotta at least see if I'll drive this, and I would drive this. It's a cool little hot rod roadster. It looked like a Hot Wheels car that you had when you were younger. Everyone wanted that one Hot Wheel car. Like, come on now. And this is another custom build, and I have absolutely no idea what the specs are. I couldn't find anything from all the digging I did. Only thing I could find is that his Ford Roadster 2 can take 40 pounds of boost. So we're going to the moon, bro. That's crazy. And it's fully custom again, so I don't know what the price is. There's no price information. Moving on to number 7. Now, number 7 may confuse some people, but don't let it confuse you. I picked a Venti and his Volvo XC90. Just because when I first looked it up, I'm like, he's really flexing this car? I'm like, all right, that's a gentleman's car. That's not a car people will be flexing like that. This is the car you go get your kids from their game or you picking them up from school, but you still trying to have that class. You're not trying to be the person pulling up in the Honda Odyssey. Not saying I'm talking trash about anyone in the Honda Odyssey. Honda Odyssey. But he's apparently is the car ambassador for Volvo, and the XC90 that you see him standing next to is the one they gave him. So I don't know, that means he gets free Volvos for his whole life or not, but he's an ambassador of the Volvo XC90. So I had to give you some props. The XC90 goes for about 30 grand to like 70, but you know, changes everything. Number 8, I gave to DJ Khaled.
This is the inside of the new Phantom. Shot of Rolls.
And you already know what car he's repping today. Now, the Rolls Royce Phantom Khaled has is rocking a 6.7 V12 engine, but you already know they're heavy, so they only get about 450 horsepower. Now, obviously this car is expensive. The car is about $420,000, but me personally, I would never get a Rolls Royce. But the reason I put DJ Khaled on this list because he has a Rolls Royce, but he can afford someone driving him. Now that's the key. If I can get someone to drive me around and my girlfriend, then a Rolls Royce it'd be cool. Because the main luxurious part about the car is the back seat. You're not supposed to drive yourself in the car, so you can't truly enjoy the car when you're driving it. But it's Khaled. Hit songs, big money, big cars. Number 9. Now, I gave number 9 to the bro, Deadmau. Just because, one, who don't want a Lamborghini? Everyone on this planet want to own at least one Lamborghini in their life. And he took it the next step. He bought the Lamborghini. Also, the Lamborghini is rocking a 5.2 liter V10, pushing about 600 horsepower. But he wrapped the Lamborghini in a neon cat wrap. This is hilarious to me. All his cars that I've found is wrapped in a neon cat wrap. He has a GTR wrapped the same way. He had a Ferrari before the Lamborghini, but Ferrari apparently sent him a cease and desist because they didn't like the way the car looked. So he did what every logical person did, sold the car and just bought a Lamborghini and wrapped it. But we already know The Lambo's about 280 grand to 300,000 out of a lot of our reaches, but hit up Toro, drive it for a day or two. You'll have just as much fun as them. Best thing about renting a supercar, you don't have to worry about constantly maintaining said supercar. I couldn't think of a number 10. There were so many people, so I put myself. I was going to just put the car I'm currently in, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna put my dream car. So a beautiful McLaren P1. Then underneath the McLaren P1, I have my obtainable dream car, or one of my obtainable dream cars, which is a Fendi G35 or a 350. And I can't end this like that. You already know there's some honorable mentions, or I should say dishonorable mention. And the first one I have to start with is no other than Will I Am.
Oh! Somebody! Oh!
Like, it's crazy. So after I tell y'all this, it's crazy. Reason why I ain't put Will I Am on my list, because obviously I have to see myself driving the car. One, I would never see myself spending the amount of money he spent on said cars. This Volkswagen Beetle that I'm showing y'all right now, he spent $900,000 on that. He spent $900,000. This is the most expensive car on my whole list, and he's not even on the list, and it's the most ugliest car I've seen in my life. Like, I can't. I can't. When I first saw this car, I was legit crying. Like, I should have done a live reaction as I was making this. He willingly put himself $900,000 in a hole for this ugly car, and I'm not even trying to be mean, but all his cars is just ugly to me. He has a DeLorean too that he did something to. It's just ugly. It's like, props to you, brother, that you got your bag, but I swear, for the most part, rich people got the ugliest car taste, or just lack of. It's like their main modification is money. That's rich people main modification, just money. How much money you put in this? 10 racks, bro. Stock exhaust. Look, and my last but not least dishonorable mention, because I have a bunch more, but it's the only one I'm gonna bring up, is Skrillex. Skrillex got that unknown type of bag, but Skrillex still whipping a Land Rover, Range Rover. All I'm gonna say about this, if you buying this, you just go buy you a Ford Escape. Skrillex, you can do better. Also, before y'all attack me in the comments, all I did was look up each one of these people, and the first car I saw them with, that's the car I went with. Obviously, all these people are crazy rich beyond anyone means. I already know all of them probably have some different exotic Lamborghini or Ferrari. So, well, for all that said, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, you already know, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. Do that for everyone, especially us small creators, because we need all the help we can get. YouTube don't care about anybody but the big creators. But hit that bell notification, leave a comment, and follow me on my socials. Stay tuned with the channel because I'm working on my mixtape / beat tape. Check out my last video for more information about that. Long story short, I'm going to take 6 tracks that / do the best and that I like the best, and I'm gonna do vocal renditions for all those. So I think that's cool. I believe I covered everything. You already know. I'll check y'all out in the next video. Don't buy an ugly car.